We put KUFR and shirk on blast. Hey. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. We put KUFR and shirk on blast. Hey. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast.
Peep this, your grave, you may be near it. Life's short, yeah, that part, so take it serious. Think twice, that afterlife should have you curious. Each week, that week's speech should have you furious. The same, all hail King such and such. You say hell, I say hell, get off is much to be desired. Khutbah should be fire, let's rouse the believers. Situations dire.
Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. We put KUFR and shirk on blast. Hey. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast. Hey. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast.
You claim Salafiyya, we follow the Salaf in understanding, but without the branding of law. Named us Muslim, with that we stay content. No division is titles, ego's a false idol. A mustard seed of kibba can land you in the fire. Plus that his beer is fueled by desires. Question, aren't y'all tired of divide and slaughter? May Allah grant us guidance. Shout out to the martyrs.
Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. We put KUFR and shirk on blast. Hey. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast. Hey. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. We put KUFR and shirk on blast. Hey. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. We put KUFR and shirk on blast. Hey. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast.
Peep this, your grave, you may be near it. Life's short, yeah, that part, so take it serious. Think twice, that afterlife should have you curious. Each week, that week's speech should have you furious. The same, all hail King such and such. You say hell, I say hell, get off is much to be desired. Khutbah should be fire, let's rouse the believers. Situations dire.
Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. We put KUFR and shirk on blast. Hey. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast. Hey. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast.
You claim Salafiyya, we follow the Salaf in understanding, but without the branding of law. Named us Muslim, with that we stay content. No division is titles, ego's a false idol. A mustard seed of kibba can land you in the fire. Plus that his beer is fueled by desires. Question, aren't y'all tired of divide and slaughter? May Allah grant us guidance. Shout out to the martyrs.
Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. We put KUFR and shirk on blast. Hey. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. We put fitna and dhul on blast. Hey. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. We put KUFR and shirk on blast. Hey. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast. We put KUFR and shirk on blast. Hey. Amoo Yum Yum the podcast.
Peep this, your grave, you may be near it. Life's short, yeah, that part, so take it serious. Think twice, that afterlife should have you curious.
Assalamu alaikum, ahlan wa sahlan, welcome to Amoo Yum Yum, the podcast, where we seek to cure the kufr infected by injecting the Islamic perspective. I am your host, Amoo Yum Yum. And with us, as always, the Amoo you love to hate.
How come I'm a little bit low?
Amoo Yusuf. Yeah, I told him he was low. He don't listen. He don't listen much. He's used to running things, so he don't listen much. So anyway, so how are you, Akhi?
Alhamdulillah, man.
Alhamdulillah, khair.
Yeah, it's getting cold now.
I start to tell you, Arabs, Alhamdulillah is not an answer.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
It's getting cold.
A Palestinian sister, Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, they don't do this. That's us. That's
Everything. Alhamdulillah.
That's my people.
That's your people. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, they do that.
Desi.
That's my people.
I just imagine. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
My people. Hey, before we go forward, what is
before we go backwards?
Yeah, backward. There you go. Okay. There you go. This is a must. This is a must.
It's must.
Disclaimer. Okay. The opinion of Amoo Yum Yum, the podcast, is based on Islam. Our intentions are to be correct. However, we may not always be right. Make sure you understand that, folks. Others may differ in concept, but these are ours. All right, man. You haven't told me what's the
random
for today.
Random is, as you can see, I don't have the ashy problem. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm known for my ashiness.
What did you do?
Yani.
How did you take it off?
But okay, my intention was to put. I bought these small things of Lubriderm. I put one in one vehicle.
Lubriderm, that sounds sus.
Yeah, whatever.
Pause.
So anyway, and I intended to put it in my other vehicle, but I left it on the counter. So I didn't put it in the vehicle. So what are you gonna do? I get here and I'm ashy. Okay.
No accountability.
If I was shooting dice, I blow like that, dust to go in the air. Okay. So anyway, so I'm walking around Amoo Yusuf's office, and I said, "How do I get rid of the ash?" Right?
Yeah.
So I go in the refrigerator. I'm looking for butter. I find no butter.
You did?
No butter.
No butter. Yes.
It's no butter.
There's no butter.
Because it's yani.
Yeah.
This is professional.
Yeah.
El place.
I might have it in the refrigerator, maybe. I don't know.
No, it's not.
I put some stuff there. Oh yeah, today the cleaners came, so
there's no butter.
sometimes they clean everything out.
There's no butter.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I'm looking around. I'm in panic mode because otherwise I have to hide my hands the whole show. You know,
like a simp.
It's not It has nothing to do. Has nothing to do with
hiding scared.
Okay. Anyway, so what happens is that so I go in the restroom. I'm looking around. I look inside the toilet.
Yeah.
I look under the sink.
What did you find?
Nothing.
You found something?
No, nothing.
I thought you were doing something.
So anyway, so long story short, I say let me try soap.
That's a good soap, by the way.
So you know they're making the soap with the lotion in it now, right?
It makes it smell good.
So what I did was I didn't smell it. Okay,
yeah,
anyway,
good.
so yes, nice.
Yeah.
So I get some soap and I do like this, and the ash started going away, and I said, "MashaAllah." So you never know.
So you don't need that oil thing anymore from Sadallah.
And the booty oil.
Yeah, you don't need that.
See the Kufar would call this a miracle.
Yep, mu'jiza, big mu'jiza.
Everything is a miracle.
Yeah, big mu'jiza.
Everything is a miracle for them. Anyway, so the random is yani no ash. Or if any ash, very, very little.
Really? That's the random for today?
That's random. Man, you know how important ash is? See, the problem is, Yusuf's gets ashy. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I do.
He gets ashy, but he never knew it was ash until I told him.
Exactly.
And Dion comes to Jumu'ah. Now, we got to discuss this one day.
Did he come to Jumu'ah?
Does it? No, Jumu'ah before last.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he came. Okay, Jumu'ah before last. I'm not saying the brother won't come to Jumu'ah. Don't put that out there.
Oh, he does.
He comes to Jumu'ah. Yeah. I don't know what happened. I guess he went to the 6 feet masjid.
I thought him and Jibril went to Cali again.
Yeah.
This Jumu'ah.
Back to Cali. Anyway, going back to Cali,
yeah.
I don't think so. So anyway, he came and he had really ashy calves, you know. And that's really a disgrace. So if his Jumu'ah is valid, because of his ashy calves, you know, look like chalkboard, you know, that's need to be discussed.
He left some marks on the.
I wonder if any ulama talked about.
He left some marks on the musalla.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
so
he did.
I wonder if any of the ulama talked about ash.
It was white. Yeah.
Anyway, man, let's get past this.
Yeah, let's get to the topic. What's the subject today, man?
What's the subject?
Yeah. And for the folks that are watching
What's
right now,
poppin'?
What's poppin'?
don't forget to click that like and share.
Anyway, the what's poppin' is the topic. The art of imitating life. Lights, camera, KUFR. That's the title. Okay, so just to start it off, there were I remember long ago there was a show similar to Real World.
Fake world.
I never seen Real World. I saw it on Chappelle's show, and I took the parody of putting these different people in the house and having them interact, stuff like that. So it was an MTV show, but Chappelle did a parody, and that's how I became familiar with Real World. I think they had one called Big Brother.
Yeah, and it's funny, it's fake.
Are they the same? Or?
Yeah. Big
Oh,
Brother
okay,
was
okay.
one of. It's funny they call it real world, but it's actually fake.
Yeah, of course. Everything is scripted in Hollywood, even reality shows. You ever notice people wake up reality shows, they have nothing in their eyes?
Yep.
You notice that? Notice they don't drool on reality shows. Things that actually happen in reality, And sometime, a wife will lay on your chest. Not my wife, but a wife would lay on your chest and just slobber. That's reality. I don't know if men do that. If they do that, later. Anyway, so it happens. It happens. So you got Real World, Big Brother. What's another reality show?
Survival, I guess.
A Survival. You got all these different shows, and actually people in the business will tell you reality shows are more scripted than scripted shows that don't claim to be reality. Okay, so anyway, so the point that I'm making is that Muslims have went into this genre of shows. Do you remember the UK show? Remember Sister Amina?
Yeah.
The Pakistani sister, UK. Sister Amina, her husband was part of a reality show. He's a comedian and something else I guess he does. He was part of this reality show, and they had this. Basically, the show had on it a bunch of kinds of Muslim. You had one, he was the radical extremist. He's the one 5 prayers a day, Ramadan, and gotta wear hijab. And basically, the extremist was the one that actually tried to practice the deen, right?
Yeah.
And the other ones, by calling him the extremist, they made the other ones look lax. Okay. So of course, you had the Shia one, and you have the one with hijab and the one without hijab. You got an older without hijab. You had a younger without hijab. You got to have some, not hijab there. And then you have another brother that was just, really not practicing, which is called, fusuk, even kufr in some aspects, So they put all these people in a house, and guess what? They weren't just in that house representing the kinds of Muslims, which actually there should be no kind of Muslim, right? They weren't in the house representing any kind of Muslim. They all were paid to be part of this quote unquote reality show that is more scripted than scripted shows. Okay? They give these people personality and they pay them for it. Now, what was the argument? There were more recent. This show was a while back. There were more recent shows. I forgot the name of the show. I can get the name. I didn't bring the name. I don't think the name is important because the show is not around anymore. But the issue is this: you have life imitating art, which means if you show it on TV, people will behave as such on the streets. Okay, that's called life imitating art, because art is scripted. The producer says, you ever hear, man, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. If this was written in if this was written in a movie, nobody would believe it. Stuff like that. You hear stuff like that. Why? Because it is so far from what we experience in the majority of life experiences. It is so far. Okay. So what do we have? You have life imitating art, where you put something extreme out, and then you have people follow that way. Like when they have celebrities wear really tight, skinny jeans, looking like females. Yeah. Men looking like females and stuff like that. And then you have a masculine looking female with tats, and and make her song
the hit song. Now, so you don't just give her a song and make her song successful. You make it the hit #1 song. Have everybody saying "ooh." That's a song actually, but by Bulldog.
Yeah.
So anyway, you have that, and you got to make that song the top because you're trying to put out the idea.
Yeah.
You're trying to put out the idea. So anyway, these Muslims took the money to do the show. Not to say I'm just picking on that one show. There's several shows that have been out. Okay, so they took the money to do the show.
Mm-hmm.
That means they're paid to do it. Who's running the show? Is it believers in Allah? Those who fear Allah? Who's running the show? It's KUFR running the show.
Yeah.
So you got to be really suspicious that they're paying you to do the show, and the show is scripted. Who wrote the show?
Yeah.
How many shows depicting terrorism or just Islam itself or an aspect of Islam or in an Islamic country in the wudu is wrong?
Yeah.
How many shows you gotta Muslims are saying this athkar wrong and stuff like that? Just wrong. You're like, man, who is advising?
I mean, not just if you go further. When I was in college back in '99, one of these atheist teachers that I always hang out with because he's very intellectual.
Yeah.
I discuss a lot of stuff. He was a veteran, like a Navy.
Okay.
So he's the one who recommended this book to me. It's called The Study of Committee 300, and it's on the CIA website, written by Dr. John Coleman. So in this book, this author talks about how, the social engineering, like you talked about, they will take some things from the reality, but they also recreate a story out of it. And
gain of function.
Gain of function, right? And the reason they do that because they want the audience to basically connect with the show.
Yeah.
So they take something from the reality, but they twist it, right? So this was written like 92 or 93, and he was talking about reality shows.
Yeah.
How the reality shows can actually going to be part of the social engineering, and he was talking about there will come a time when you watch a movie, you can actually have an interactive sort of behavior, like in Netflix. Now you have some movies you can click, do this or do that, and the scene changes, right?
Yeah.
He talked about this like back in
alternative endings and all this type of stuff. Yeah.
He talked about this like in probably 92, 91. This is part of the social engineering. So sometime, if you get a chance, if you go to YouTube, look up Nabil Aziz with Kamran Pasha, who used to work for Hollywood. He talks about the difference at the time of Obama and Trump, how Hollywood used to actually hire and use type of Muslim nowadays. Because even in Netflix, you will find like horror movies, a lot of movies, they put like hijabis in a so-called positive light.
Remember the war on terror? Was it Bush administration?
Yes.
They actually hired a Hollywood executive.
Yeah.
To lead the media blast for the war on terror. They actually hired a Hollywood exec, a person that's involved in, trailers and promotion of movie ideas and stuff like that. Just the war on terror to make it like a real thing,
Yeah, I mean, even the popular book about the Operation Mockingbird, it talks about it too, like how we use the media, and the idea of the media is not new. I mean, even during the World War I, World War II, they used to use that. To what? To change the public opinion, to do a social engineering. Like,
propaganda is an aspect of war. It's an act of war.
When people say, "Oh, it's just an entertainment," yes, it is entertainment, but guess what? You suck those ideas. Like when I was young, for example, I love Western cowboy movies. When I grew up on that one,
Me too.
John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, I love this stuff. But growing up, seeing the native, bad guy.
It was always white dudes, right?
Huh? Yeah.
The only native roles were played by white guys.
I know, but it's like monstrous, crazy. Like, so automatically, even though we believe that it's savages, but the fact that it keeps popping in our head all the time, automatically, what happens? That's how you're gonna view them, whether directly or indirectly. So Hollywood, don't think they make things like, even like you talk about the reality show, just like that. And it's so naive from the Muslims to say, like some of the Muslim Hollywood actors or singers, they say, "What? We tell our own voice, just like Jefferson, just like what is that guy? What is that guy? Went to jail." Bill Cosby. Okay.
That's not Bill Cosby.
I tried.
Man, that sucks.
Very bad.
Man, that's. That sucks.
That was very bad. Anyway, so then,
Jello pudding.
Jello pudding, right? It's Fat Albert, right? So Muslims are saying this. They're saying we need to be. Why you have to be like him?
Yeah.
Why you want to throw yourself under their field?
Yeah.
With the technology, you have your own. You can do your own thing. You know, you don't have to be, oh, we need to make our own Muslim voice, Muslim this, Muslim that. And guess what happened? You will compromise.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna mention stuff. The sister that work in Hollywood, they made a couple of movies. You look at it, looks nice, look Hollywoodish, look like, just like secular. How I'm gonna be proud of it? Even if you're a hijabi, what? Oh, but we can help with this. What do you mean you can help with Islam, man?
Impossible.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, look, that is actually what? Correct me if I'm wrong. That's actually a defeated mentality. When you say we gotta fit in, what is this? A high school?
Yeah.
Look, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَنْ تَرْضَ عَنْكَ الْيَهُودَ وَالنَّصَارَى حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُم. They're not gonna be happy with you until you follow their ways of thinking and whatnot.
Walan double negative. They will never be happy.
Yeah,
never ever.
So why even do that? Just start your own thing. Be separate, be unique. In fact, sometimes even the non-Muslim, when they look at the stuff that might trigger them, they'll be like, some of the sincere one will be like, you know what? Actually, this is good. Let's have a discussion. But when you try to act like them, guess what? They know that you're a munafiq.
Yeah, they already know.
They know that you're trying to sugarcoat.
And they don't trust you.
They don't trust you.
Believe me, they don't trust you. They don't trust you.
Exactly, man.
They use you, they utilize you, but they don't trust you.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they talk about the moderate, right? We don't trust the moderate because you are cowering down to their demand.
Yeah.
So this is very, very crucial because all this stuff that we see, even Kamran Pasha and what Nabil Aziz was talking about, even the mistake that they make on movies about the Muslim, they do it on purpose.
Purpose.
I mean, they spend all this money. Do you think they're not going to make them recite properly or mix it? No, they're actually mocking you on purpose. But unfortunately, like I was going to some of these clubhouse channels in the Arab world. One, mashallah, a very, very intellectual, educated sister was talking about why the brothers are going to these room of atheist group room, right? Yeah. Wasting their time and cowering down to their demand. Do you not have a izzah? Just ignore them. And why you're in the company of filth? Mm-hmm. They're not there. They're not sincerely want to learn. So why even waste your time? Does that make sense?
Yeah, the atheists make a big mockery of Allah.
All the time, man. All the time.
So the point, good points. What happens is that like we said, in everyday life, reality shows are scripted. So in everyday life, okay, we know that there are Muslim women that don't cover. We know there are Muslim men and women that date around, sleep around. We know there are Muslim men and women that drink, maybe do drugs. We know that. Yeah. That is an almost insignificant amount of the ummah, because you might say, no, they did a poll. It was an anonymous poll, and this. Well, you can't be. There's no anonymity with Allah Ta'ala. Allah knows, okay? And for a sin that a Muslim doesn't do public, it doesn't count, because that's all with Allah Ta'ala. And Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said Allah would not forgive, the Muslim that sins openly. Even to the point where he or she will go in secret off somewhere where no one saw them and then come back and report, guess what I did last night?
Well, nowadays it's doing social media.
Right? I send that hadith to so many people, bro. I don't know if they care, but I'm saying I send that hadith to so many people. Tell them, look, Allah is not going to forgive these open sins. Allah will forgive everything except shirk. Okay, well, put it in the shirk category. Put it in the shirk category. Because Allah is alimul ghaib. He's the knower of the unseen. Allah, as Muhammad said, Allah hid your fault. Yeah. And you disclosed it.
There's a two thing. I'm glad you mentioned this, because first of all, it's very, very dangerous to say that Allah forgive every sin as if He's going to forgive you. How do you know?
Yeah.
That's dangerous. It's an injustice. You can't think like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Allah forgives everything. I mean, subhanallah. It's true, Allah forgives everything. But that's up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not our mind.
If He wills.
If He wills.
If He will, yeah.
Right? And secondly, when a Muslim commit haram and he increases the haram, that's also scary. You know why? Because that also indicates that there is no rahmah from Allah to you. Yeah. So you should be very careful. I mean, like if I'm committing the sin a lot, not getting corrected, that's not a good sign either. I mean, that means the rahmah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala possibly is taken away from you. That's dangerous. Also, you know what I mean?
So we know Muslims do things outside of Islam. I'm not saying I'm exempt. I'm not saying anyone's your favorite sheikh, your favorite alim is not exempt from this dunya. Okay, so we all have trials, we all have tribulations, and the closer we grow to Allah, the harder the shaitan attacks you. Don't think because that this person's so close to Allah, they all this and that, and
we don't know.
Shaitan is even tougher on them.
Yeah.
Shaitan is even more focused on them. Okay, now for those that just live their life like a kafir, Shaitan, you bore him, Shaitan.
Yeah. It's like the skinny Shaitan.
You bore the Shaitan, and then Ramadan comes, and the major shayateen or what have you, whatever you understand from this, are chained. Not all shayateen, but some of the major shayateen are chained, and then you still find yourself sinful in Ramadan, then you are a shaitan. But you don't understand how you became a shaitan. Because you've been doing the work of shaitan the whole time, and shaitan got bored with you. He yawned. Shaitan yawned on you and focused on the Muslims that are trying to be sincere.
Yeah.
Because the biggest test is for those that strive the hardest.
Yeah.
And that's where the biggest reward come from. So you got these Muslims that live a certain life, okay, and then they put it on the big screen. Now what you just did? Let's say it's 1% of Muslims live like that. Let's say it's 0.01% of Muslims live like that. Who knows the number? Because if I don't see the sin, it didn't happen. Okay? If I didn't see it, it didn't happen. That's with Allah Ta'ala. I'm only responsible for what I witnessed, what's apparent. Okay? Just like all believers. Okay? So now you put it on the big screen. Muslims are drunks. Muslims are drug addicts. Muslims are loose morally. Muslims are homosexual. Muslims are this, Muslims are that. That's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get because you put it on the big screen, and then the ones that participate, you say, why did you take money, lights, camera, KUFR, right? Why did you take money and put this filth out as if it's our everyday life? You know what they tell you? I know Muslims that do this, and I know Muslims that do that. You made it commonplace now.
Basically, you are the useful idiot because now the enemy of Islam is going to use that. Hey, I have a proof. Look at all these.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Right?
Especially the reality shows. Remember, people think reality shows are based on reality.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's based on an aspect of reality. Okay? It's based on an aspect of reality. Look, let me explain something to you. For those of you that don't make the connection. Why did Kim Kardashian and Kanye West divorce now? Why now? Right after they announced what? The show is no longer going to be on the air. It's no longer beneficial, baby. You think that marriage, even the 4 children they have, or 5 children, or 4 or 5 children, even the children they have, you think that's not scripted? These people don't have their lives. You think that Jennifer Lopez broke up with Puff Daddy because she didn't like him anymore? No, her manager told her that if you want to get in bigger movies, if you want to move bigger in your singing career, and she can't sing. So, you want to move bigger in your singing career, you got to get rid of him. He's on trial for murder. It's a bad look for us. Do you know there are actresses that got pregnant and had to abort? It'll come out. You'll learn. Their life is not their life. It's worse than signing up for the military, okay? Yeah. They will make them abort the baby because they got too much for the contract to be pregnant. And some of them have to go to their managers or the producer and say, hey, can I get pregnant now? Oh, let me see. Yeah, okay, yeah. Get pregnant. We can do this and that. We can do, let me talk to my staff. And it's all scripted. It's scripted. So with the Muslim, yes, we know there are sinful Muslims. But if we don't see it, it's not our concern. When Muhammad said, it is enough for a believer to avoid the things that don't concern him. It's enough of belief, like a sign of iman, to avoid the things that don't concern you. And Muslims take this as, if you see me walking down the street naked, don't say nothing because it don't concern you. That's not what it means. That concerns me because it's apparent.
That's actually a secular way of thinking.
Of course.
That's not an Islamic way of thinking. In Islamic way of thinking, when you compare both, in Islamic way of thinking, we are accountable to each other. We advise each other. We give nasihat to each other. We look after each other. That's how the society flourish. right? But that concept of don't judge me, don't correct me, this is the Western thought, because in the Western secular capitalistic way of thinking is what? Ultimate gain of ultimate happiness. Happiness is what? Material
pursuit
of happiness. What is that? Is it dunya?
Yeah.
What is it? But in
whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
Even if it displeases Allah, if you're happy,
right,
that's all that counts.
Right, exactly. But in Islam, we don't have that concept.
Don't have it.
Let's say, alhamdulillah, we are Muslimin. Sometimes to be Muslim is tough, is rough.
Very tough.
Sometimes you feel down, you feel sad. But hey, alhamdulillah, the ultimate happiness is to please.
You can't kill who you want to kill.
The ultimate happiness.
That is a sad feeling.
Right. The ultimate happiness is, I mean, you said right. The ultimate happiness is that to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm getting in trouble right now. Does that make sense? So you have to be careful. That's why the concept of when some Muslims say that Islam is not an ideology, that's also dangerous.
Yeah,
why? Because they're thinking from an English definition.
Yeah. In
Arabic, mabda.
Mabda.
Okay, so if I translate that mabda, it means ideology from the English definition, but in Islam it's different.
Yeah.
The whole idea, the way you view life from the prison of Muhammad Rasulullah, everything comes from Islam. Even when you say, well, brother, what about the stop sign? Well, the stop sign is part of Islam too. Why? Because Allah ibaha, administration, that's part of the ibaha. Yeah. What's wrong with that? But because they were programmed, whether in the Muslim world or even here, you're programmed to think from the point of view of the secular point of view. I mean, even in the Arab world, you know, they think from that point of view, not from Islamic point of view. And they reduce the Islam to like, what is it, like the rituals, right? They reduce it to like, you know, just activities up and down, right? But nothing about like how to come with a solution, whether it's an economic, whether it's a political, whether it's a societal system. Right? Wallahi, look, right now the West really need Islam very badly. Why? With all this so-called nonsense about gender and whatnot, and changing bodies and broken families, and they're dying. They are like actually destroying themselves. And the only thing that can save them is the deen. But the problem is you don't introduce Islam like that. You introduce Islam like what? Oh, Islam versus Christianity. That's all you're doing. You're not introducing them, oh, look, we have a solution for your lifestyle.
I'm going to tell you something that's eye-opening. Where Islam actually, where that thought originated, that Islam is just a group of a composite or a group of rituals, it didn't originate in secular.
It didn't.
So-called secular or KUFR, the Dar KUFR. It originated in the lands that were formerly Dar Islam. You know why? Because what happened is that they gave the Muslims independence from Islam. Okay, then they gave them a choice of secular school, religious school. Okay, secular school was nice.
Oh yeah.
The building was nice. You have 2-3 meals. You got breakfast, lunch at least. You know, you had nice uniform. Islamic school, what? You're sitting on the dirt. You're sitting on the dirt floor. You got your Quran open. Imagine you have a nice press Quran. Might be Quran written on boards, like I've seen the African children have it. They actually wrote it on boards and stuff like, which is not a bad style. But we're talking about what people see. Islam is backwards, and the secular is good. Yeah. Okay, now you have books. Brother from Uganda told me he grew up. He had books in Uganda. The school books said, "Look at Johnny. Johnny's going to school. Johnny is in a nice uniform, had his books tied up with a strap over his shoulder, sat on the bus, sitting there quiet, not doing nothing." They said, "Look at Muhammad. Yeah. Muhammad was dirty." And if you understand art, drawing, they draw like little parentheses like that. Yeah. It means dust, like Pigpen on Peanuts. Yeah. Charlie Brown. Yeah. Said, "Look at Muhammad. Muhammad didn't have any books. His clothes were dirty. He was on top of the bus." This is what they did. So if you're going to be a Muhammad, you're not going to listen. You're going to be dirty, you know. Yeah. And then the secular was all nice, white kid.
And not just that. Again, I've been recommending this paper from the RAND Corporation. Hello, RAND. The Civil Democratic Islam. And mashallah, brother also translated in Arabic, which is called Democrat al-Islami, right? Yeah. So in that book, it says how these think tank, these thinkers, these politicians, intellectuals, they admit that Islam will come and take it over, right? Mm. But what they're saying, we cannot ignore it That's why we need to make sure that the democratic Islamic version will come back. Why?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're gonna have they're gonna dictate, right?
They're going to push a version.
A
Like I'm
version,
talking about the
yes.
reality show, right?
Yeah.
They're going to push a version of Islam, so you can't say they didn't suppress Islam. Plus, what they're going to do, they're going to say, hey, don't treat this type of Muslim bad. I mean, they're going to be the ones defending the Muslim, the Muslim they made up,
Yeah.
that made up Muslim. They're going to be defending that one. But the ones that are actually radical, which radical means from the root, means
Yeah.
radical actually means you follow Quran and Sunnah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's very naive for us to look at it. Oh, they're like, no. They're making their own version. This is very dangerous. In fact, last time we had a very good discussion about how some of these celebrity scholars in US and overseas that are promoted by the secular media and the West and whatnot. Sometimes they call these ulama, they are moderate, but they're also technological.
Yeah.
So if you don't have the political awareness, you don't understand what they're trying to say. What they're trying to say, moderate means they don't follow the actual tradition.
Yeah.
That means they drink, they do all the haram stuff. Now, when they say the word technology, for a common person like you and me, we're gonna think in our head, oh, iPhone, tech, Tesla. No. That's not what they mean. When they say that this particular imam is a technological, what they mean currently in our current time, technology refer to the West. That he's a Westerner.
Western minded.
Master-minded, you see. But for a normal guy, we don't get it. When the politicians speak, that's what do they mean. That's why we need to have this. Alhamdulillah, our Deen. We have to look at it from a mabda. We have to look at it from it's an ideological solution to other ideologies. We have to think like that.
That means we're not accepting of anything
Yeah.
except that it emanate from Islam. You say, but Islam has an answer for everything. Okay. You think that when Islam returns, there won't be any stop signs or stoplights? That's just engineering.
Yeah.
When they tell you to take the curve, take the curve 30 miles per hour, 20 miles per hour. This is all for safety. This has nothing to do with kufr or iman. It has nothing to do with it. This is engineering. Yeah. Okay? You think when Islam come back, we're gonna have two wheels on the car? I mean, it's so
Maybe
stupid,
no wheels,
man.
Maybe like a Star Wars.
Yeah, and like those I almost said idiot. I'm not gonna say idiot, but those people that say, oh, when the jihad come back, we're gonna be on horses. Where do we get all these damn horses from? First of all, stupid, man. We're gonna be robot horses.
That's a good one.
Where do we get the horses from?
Again, Star Wars.
Come on, like, we're gonna be on horses. Like, yeah, make a lot of sense.
Oh, because they're talking about the blackout.
You gonna
They're not talking about the blackout.
You gonna steal horses from white folks?
No, they're talking about if it's going to go to blackout and the country's going to die.
No, I'm gonna finish my thought about.
I love sci-fi movies.
Finish my thought about the secular. The secular versus the ritual. Okay, the secular versus the ritual. But it was secular that made Islam look ritualistic. Started in the Muslim lands. Okay, now you might say, well, no, it started in the secular lands, which is Dal Kufr. They're never ruled by Islam. No, it did not. Because, see, the Muslims that become religious, that actually embrace Islam, the reverts, what you want to call them, the converts? I say convert.
Convert, yeah. I don't like the word revert.
So the converts, see, they stuck out like sore thumbs because they became religious and left alone the alcohol and the drugs and the womanizing and all that. And they start going to the masjid, making $5 wine. And the Muslims from the Muslim lands, like, you guys cover? Allah is my witness.
Yeah.
Sisters got from Saudi, got on the plane, and as soon as the plane, they said, shh, they took it off. And when they landed, they saw sisters covered in the airport. In Atlanta, in DC, and New York, they saw sisters like, mashallah, you wear hijab. Where are you from? From America. Born and raised? Yeah, from America. Oh, mashallah, you are so religious. That's what they said. So they came from Muslim lands where they were given a choice between secular, nice, pretty, clean, and dirty Islam, dirty religious study, okay? Then they come over here, and we over here came from dirt, and we got clean with Islam.
Yeah.
See, they made Islam dirty over there. So secularism gets them clean, okay? Figuratively.
Yeah.
Here we came from dirt of the kufr of drinking, smoking, and womanizing, and not having any guidance. Not even being, I mean, you can go to church 10 times a day. It's trash, man. From the minister's trash. The choir director's trash. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's trash in that building, okay? I said it. What you gonna do? Anyway, so I'm saying the concept is trash.
Yeah.
With all respect. Okay, so anyway, and then these people become Muslim, they become upright, righteous, become more knowledgeable. Their diction, their speech, everything becomes elevated.
Yeah.
Their intellect is through the roof. Because now they have enlightened mind. They can see life different now. So now we didn't start that making Islam a bunch of rituals. We actually embrace Islam and start practicing it because we came from the bottom. Now we're here anyway. So
right.
But over there, they took Islam for granted, man.
Yeah.
They took it for granted. Everybody Muslim. You ain't got to pray, you Muslim. You ain't got to fast Ramadan, you still Muslim. You can have a girlfriend, you still Muslim. You could be a drunk, you still Muslim. I mean, I know drinking to put you out of Islam. I'm making the point. You could look like a kafir, live like a kafir, and you still Muslim. Why? Because you're from over there. Mm-hmm. Just like you see at the mall, this little kiosk in the middle of the mall. I'd be like, well, how much is that? Oh, it's inshallah. I say, inshallah. I say, are you a Muslim?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Muslim. Of course I'm Muslim. I say, what makes you Muslim?
Yeah.
That done triggered me now.
Yeah.
I say, what is it about you? Well, obviously I'm from Kikarakistan. I'm like, bro, I don't care where you from. Don't make you Muslim.
What is Kikarakistan, man? What is this Kikarakistan?
It's a place.
I gotta Google this.
It's a place. Anyway, so I'm saying that doesn't make you Muslim, and that's why I'm saying that the secular mindset of making Islam a bunch of rituals and nothing more, not a mabda, right? Not that, but just a bunch of group of monastic, group of rituals. It didn't come from the KUFR lands. It came from the Muslim lands, from the colonization. You know what I'm saying? You have to start destroying Islam from the lands of Islam. Because you can't start destroying it here. Like, people know what Islam is here.
Because right now, the Muslim lands or the non-Muslim lands, technically, they're colonized, even to our time. Yeah. Why? They're colonized politically. Because the political system is Westerner, it is secular, it's democratic, it's KUFR, right? They're colonized economically because they use the Western, capital economic model, right? They're colonized society-wise because the lifestyle is not kind of fully 100% Islamic.
Double in the bubble.
Double in the bubble, right? So technically, if you think about it from the intellectual point of view, yeah, they're all colonized. Yeah. They're actually colonized, but you don't see
mentality.
Is that the mental? Yeah, that's very, very dangerous because it's not like tangible, but it's there.
Because most of our countries, you don't see foreign tanks rolling down the street. Yeah. They left their flag, left the ruler that they want over the country, and they left. Yeah. Their next ruler is sitting in Europe somewhere, or sitting in Florida or somewhere, waiting to go back and rule. They're learning in a Western university.
Yeah, and the Muslims, unfortunately, are very nationalist. They're tribalist. They're racist too. They have so much love for the so-called my land, my watani, my baladi, to a point that a brother from Egypt will fight a brother from Algeria, or a brother from Bangladesh will fight a brother from Pakistan or Saudi.
No, make it close. A brother from Algeria will fight a brother from Morocco.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, you see, I'm like
same people.
Like I'm technically, a lot of Desi don't agree with it. I'm technically from Bilad al-Hind, which is India. Yeah. But after the Muslim ruled India for I think 800 years, correct me if I'm wrong. When the British, the colonists came, they are the one who divided. There was no Pakistan, East Pakistan, West Pakistan, and Sri Lanka, and Burma, Nepal. There wasn't. It was one Bilad al-Hind, the land of Hind.
And you have to divide them.
Yes.
You have to divide them in order to conquer them because as Allah says, He loves when we fight as like a solid cemented structure. Muhammad Sallam described our ummah as like bricks of a wall. Yeah. That build each other. One brick, push it. A couple of bricks, push it. But when the bricks are stacked, now the wall becomes a force. Yeah. And we stop being that force.
Yeah. And the education system in those countries promote nationalism. Some of the ulama, unfortunately, promote nationalism.
Of course.
Right? That's why.
So some Negro ulama too.
Yeah.
It's not just fine to say you can't be proud to be black.
And they always have to.
Abu Dhabi is proud to be Arab.
Right.
This like stuff.
They always have the Bilaliyin, right?
Yeah.
They always have to use, like, in all the discussion, what do they say? Oh, the Ummat al-Arab. First, Arab. Yeah. Then Muslimin. Really? Yeah. Why can't we just say Muslimin? Yeah. What is the problem? Even in America, like when I was here since 99, right? Like this term, Arab Americans, American Muslim, Arab Americans, Hispanic Muslims, or Black Muslim. Like why the distinction? Why the distinction? Don't we have enough distinction, separation?
Well, what's it? They say Arumi, Salman al-Farsi.
Okay. Good question.
Good
question. But back then, when they used to use al-Baghdadi, yes, because the culture of regionality, the regions. So you're a scholar from Baghdad. Okay, you have a certain point of view, but it was never about tribalistic.
Yeah.
It was never about like I'm better than you. Make sense? But when you call yourself, for example,
But that's clear in the Sirah. That
Yes.
it had nothing to do to make distinction, make division.
like
It was just
Bukhari from
making
Bukharistan.
distinction.
Yeah, Bukhari from Bukharistan. Like for example, like one brother said, one brother told me one day, you are what did he say? You're very like Saudi asli, like original Saudi. I said, Ya akhi, don't say that. Don't say that. Why? Because I'm not related to Al Saud.
Yeah.
You can call me Makkawi, from Makkah, Ahl Makkah. You can call me Hijazi because the Hijaz line, right? The Makkah, Jeddah, Medina. You can say that, but don't put me with these hijackers, these enemies. I mean, wallahi, that book, the Najd al-Majd, al-Majd al-Najd, I have to share the link, inshallah. I'm reading it right now about the origins of the Saudi so-called state. Ya Allah.
Some refuse to call it Saudi. They call it Najd.
Not yet, but the stuff that they did, Allah, a lot of Saudi don't even know.
Yes,
What I'm saying? The stuff they did against the Muslim of the Hijaz and how the British, came in, and I mean, subhanAllah. But the point is,
made them religious because they weren't religious at first. The British had foresight to, hey, you guys got to get religious because we're gonna hijack the Haramain. We're gonna hijack the home of the Kaaba, right? You guys got to get religious because the Muslims are watching. I'm saying so that's why I think the British are more authors of their religiosity than anything else. If I'm talking about the Saudi clan, I think the British, because the British had foresight that if you're going to be over the Kaaba, you're going to be the host of the Hajj. The Hajjaj are going to be coming in. You have to present some religiosity, in order to, appease the Muslims.
Yeah, and not just that. Just let's say I'm a very common Muslim, adi, normal, common people, right? When you see some Muslimin are calling for unity of the Ummah, not in spirituality, like as a one nation, then you will find that the enemy of Islam, the Westerners, is going to attack it, right? If you find out that even the Muslim attacking this concept, you have to just add 1 to 1 equal 2. That means they're part of the problem.
Yep.
And what kind of Muslim don't want, the deen to rule to rule the ummah? What kind of Muslim doesn't want it? The one that probably have a jahl or don't understand what Islam is. To them, Islam just like, okay, again, put it in a cup. Islam is like in a glass of water, but everything else doesn't have to be Islamic. Does that make sense? I mean, think about this for a second. Like people that calling, to make sure that the rules of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Muhammad is, apply to the ummah versus those that are against it. I mean, you don't have to be a scientist to see the difference. Yeah. Do you see? You don't need to say, I need to call a scholar for that. Really? When you go to the Fajr Salah, do you call your Sheikh, hey Sheikh, I want to make Fajr? Do you do that?
Sheikh, I'm finna go to the toilet. What should I do?
Yeah. I mean, and this is another part I talked today about. I was talking to Akh Karim, the idea of Sheikh in the box mentality.
Sheikh fi Sanduq.
Sheikh fi Sanduq. Lesh? Because we understand al-ulama warathat al-anbiya. We know that they are the inheritance of the Prophet. We love them, we respect them, and without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then thumma them, we wouldn't have those knowledge that we have nowadays, right? But guess what? They're also human beings. Okay, they can make a mistake. You don't have to put them in a pedestal like khalas, whatever they say, we're gonna sam'an wa ta'an. But we have that mentality, like whatever the sheikh says, like you want them to think on your behalf. And that's what we have nowadays. The division of the ummah is not because of difference of opinion. It's not because of, it's because of borders. It's because of passport. And because of these so-called ulama that work for these leaders.
Ulama Salatin.
Ulama Salatin. So when you go to Al-Azhar, when you go to Iraq or Syria or Lebanon, Jordan, or even in Pakistan or Saudi to study the deen, do you really think they're going to teach you? I mean, of course, I'm not saying don't go. Learn the Arabic, learn the Sharia, learn the everything.
Or become a gynecologist.
Right? But understand that they're not going to allow you to
you can't use it. And if you use it, you can't use it there. So if you study there, get out. I think you should learn the Aqidah before you go. I think you should learn the Nadam al-Islam before you go.
Yeah.
But learn it and get out. Because if you stay, you're going to go to jail.
Forget the power, man.
If you're sincere. Oh, subhanAllah.
No worries. We're almost done.
Anyway, so let me grab this power.
Like, what is the power?
The power.
The power. You can plug it there.
I got the power.
Yeah, you can plug it there. But the point is, I'm not saying don't go, but I mean, in fact, I do advise you to go and learn. But just understand that when you take that knowledge, like, what's his name? This brother was, I think he was in Saudi, mashallah. He's a mujtahid. And he wanted to talk about, not, he wanted to do a thesis on the subject of Amlak al Muslimin, right? So the Saudi government didn't allow him. You know why? Because according to the fiqh of property, one of the subject is the ma'adan, istikhraj
Yeah.
al-ma'adan, which is from which extract from the earth, which is gold
Yeah,
and silver and
yeah.
oil.
Yep.
So that belongs to the Muslim ummah. And because they did not want him to write about this subject because it contradicts the Saudi system.
Yeah. We are so restricted.
Yeah.
The ulama cannot talk about anything Islamic because everything is connected to the ruling. Every single system of Islam is connected back to the ruling, whether it's political, judicial, educational, economic, or social. It is connected right back to the ruling, and therefore you can only talk about. It's like on the clubhouse we listen to Shadid Muhammad and other brothers,
Yeah.
mashallah, get very good discussion about polygyny and stuff like that,
Yeah.
right?
Alhamdulillah.
But the room is packed. The room is packed, and the sisters were trying to chime in. It was really for the brothers, but they let sisters listen, and they really wanted to chime in. Okay, it was really, really packed. But talk about reviving Islam. It's like that group, the Revival of Man.
Yeah.
They were talking about
Aqidah?
was Isa alayhi salam crucified?
Oh, really?
I got pinged. I got a notice. It said, was Isa alayhi salam crucified? I said, I never signed up for this group.
Oh, no. Well,
Now, I understand, but see, when I clicked on it, I went into the room. I say, "Oh, the Revival of Man group."
Yeah.
Like that's not revival. That discussion is revival of man. You're talking about changing man's outlook on life. You're talking about changing the mentality, the thinking. You know what I'm saying, you're talking about addressing the aql. It's not sitting there debating with Christians whether or not Isa alayhi salam was crucified. We know he wasn't. I'm just saying the title of the group versus the discussion that was being had, and that's what we are today. We're limited, but the topic. I want to move past the reality shows.
Yeah.
Right. We kind of go. Lot of stuff needs to be said. Kind of go off. We regress, go on tangents. But here it is. Move past that. You got people that are in the Hollywood making millions upon millions of dollars, like Chappelle. People in the music industry like Kevin Gates that say he's Muslim. You got Moneybag Yo, he got that look like a fat black Barbie girlfriend. He got look like walking plastic surgery advertisements or whatever, billboard. So anyway, so you got all these people that claim to be Muslim. I don't know if that Onish Pranks guy is Muslim or not.
he claims.
But bro, he be doing some crazy.
Allah.
Making Christian prayers and talking about in Jesus' name, repeating and stuff a lot of them, and like the language and the point. Okay, how much money this guy make? Let's talk about that. You got these people that are in the spotlight, and people are like, and the Muslims, the general body of Muslims, going to make excuses for them. Why? Because they worship. They hero worship. So they're going to make excuses. I don't care if you sweep streets or you're in a marble tower on high. You have the same standard of 5 salawat. You have the same standard of covering your sins. You have the same standard of not making Islam look bad. You have the same standard. We all have to protect Islam. We all have to protect Islam from our side. Muhammad said each one of you is like a guard at a gate of Islam. Like each one of us is like a guard at a gate in regards to Islam. He said, don't let Islam be penetrated through your side. Don't let Islam be penetrated. Means I'm going to hold my Islam. You know what I'm saying? If you catch me doing something, you walked up on me, or you walked in a place that you shouldn't have been, or you caught me behind a wall, you caught me. But I'm not going to be on the other side of that wall doing something because people know I'm a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work like that. Yes, I have faults. Yes, I sin. Yes, I fall short. But the point is that I have to protect Islam, not just myself. Okay? My reputation, man, I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? They got people been accused of way worse things, and you forgive them. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about protecting the Islam. Protecting the Islam. And this is what I have. So these people are paid millions upon millions of dollars to be like they are. and to say that they are Muslim. You know, when Kevin Gates gave Moneybag Yo Shahada, you heard it? It's on YouTube or whatever. Bruh, the Arabic was so it was
Off the chain.
Look. His niyah
Yeah.
may have made that a proper shahada. His niyah. But if you heard the Arab, you'd be like, prank. You'd think it was on his pranks.
Really?
That was not, bruh. The Arabic was repeat after me. Shamala, haba the skillia, haba the donut. He said, repeat after me. Haba the skillia, haba the donut. It was crazy, man. He said anything, bro. He said anything. So, I mean, anyways, alhamdulillah, if he's Muslim, if he's not. But after becoming Muslim, and the person that gave you Shahada probably high off of his mind, you know what I'm saying? The life that they live, they get paid millions to put that out there. Don't think it's a coincidence that these people are calling themselves Muslim. Dave Chappelle, the drinking, the smoking, the language.
And Muslim promote him. I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. They promote him. Why? Because he's a worship. He's an idol. He's an idol. People worship him because he makes money doing what he does. Now, if you heard Dave Chappelle's comedy, whether you think he's funny, because a lot of people don't think he's funny. A lot of people don't think.
I think it's funny.
I think he is, but a lot of people don't think he's funny. Okay, if you heard his comedy, the dude is genius.
Yeah, he is.
Comedically,
yeah,
he's genius. Okay, I get my knowledge from other sources. Okay, but comedically, this guy is genius. You mean to tell me he can't make jokes, conscious, woke, whatever jokes, without all of that, man? You don't think he can make jokes without saying he's sitting at a bar drinking with a transsexual and had sex with the transsexual, no, dance with the transsexual all night and all this kind of stuff. And I mean, and a man's married, I'm saying. So I mean, like, and him and his wife is drinking, on camera. So I'm saying, like, you don't think that he could actually do comedy that is better than that? Look how long Bill Cosby survived.
Yeah.
Multi-millionaire, KUFR.
Yeah.
Never claimed to be Muslim.
Look at forget that. Look at Seinfeld.
Seinfeld, if you watch a Seinfeld interview now, he may curse. Guess what? His whole comedic career, no curse. His whole theatrical career on TV and theater didn't curse. Now you might hear him curse. Oh, Seinfeld curse. Like, I heard him curse one time. I said, oh, Seinfeld curse. Seinfeld was my favorite stand-up at one time because he didn't curse. Because I'm Muslim and I wanted something that was clean.
And right now there's another trend. If you go to, what is it called? Dry bar comedy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love it. I like dry bar.
No cussing.
Yeah.
Like, it's very
They try to
clean.
stay away from sexy stuff.
Yeah, but that stuff is funny. That stuff is really, really funny, man.
And they're really sexy for them.
Yeah, and they're very trending now.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the audience, there are like families there, all kinds of people there. So that doesn't mean, so what you're trying to, I'm trying to bring the point that some people say, well, if you don't do like them, we're not going to succeed. Of
course.
No.
And you can do good with the money.
All right.
You can make Islam look bad. You can get the money. You can build a masjid.
That's a defeated
Build another
mentality.
masjid with a 5-foot shake. That
No, that's
Jews and Christians are not KUFR.
That's we call this what? Defeated mentality.
Defeated.
That's it. It's a defeated mentality mindset.
So basically, these guys are being worshipped. They're getting paid millions of dollars to put that out because now you say, well, such and such was successful before he became Muslim. Well, it's the same with you take the battle rapper Daylight. He signed with the same SZA, who say she's Muslim or raised Muslim.
What?
That woman, man. I've never heard anything from her. I may have heard one of her songs, car passing by or something. I haven't heard anything I say that's SZA. I don't know. But I heard about her. So the battle rapper Daylight, he don't claim to be Muslim at all, right? This guy has a face tat, so you know he's an idiot. Okay, so Daylight, he signed with the same label that SZA is part of. Okay, he signed with that same label. Okay, Daylight did. Now, then SZA claiming to be Muslim, he not claiming to be Muslim. So I expect everything from him that he's doing. I don't expect it from her, but guess what? Her family supports her lifestyle. You know why? Because she's getting paid, baby.
Money, of course.
She's getting paid.
Of course.
And this is what Muslim al-hakamu takattur hatta zurtumul maqabir. The goods and the pleasures of this life are going to distract you until you visit the graves.
That's what it means.
Yeah. So until you visit, and this is what happens. Because these people are celebrity, we give them a pass. And they making Islam look really, really bad. And guess what? Muslims, if I get on there and I say, man, Dave Chappelle, man, he's a fasik, Muslims will curse me out. They will curse me out.
No, not just that. Even that's what's his name, Lil Shaitan. One day he said the word Allah or something in his song.
Oh, man.
And all of them said, oh, mashallah. Like, really?
And a lot of these guys like Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, these guys are nation KUFR.
Yeah.
And 5%ers like Q-Tip. And these guys not even
Q-Tip
Muslim.
I think it was a Muslim. No? Q-Tip?
Man, the last
Oh,
time. Wait, remember the poor righteous teachers? Those are 5%ers.
Yeah.
The poor righteous teachers and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if they ever became Muslim. Allah is Allahu Alim. But I know after they say, he became Muslim. He came out with Vibrant Thing, the Vibrant Thing, and it's an old song. You might not know it because I'm old. But I'm saying he came up with that song and they were dancing. And that's back when they first came out with videos and stuff. So you can actually see what he's talking about. You look at Most Def, Poby Muslim.
Booty song.
Sirhan, whatever his name is. Yahya Sirhan. Anyway, so this guy right here came out with Big Brown Booty.
Yeah.
Okay. Acting in movies wearing a cross on his neck. The cross had nothing to do with the scene. Even if it did, he can opt out. You know, Sidney Poitier gave Denzel Washington two kafir. I'm gonna mention the kafirs because the Muslims don't have standards now. Okay, a lot of us don't have standards. Yeah. I'm not saying I don't.
But some kafirs do, you know.
Yeah, okay, yeah, they have standards. So Sidney Poitier they offered Denzel Washington some role. He went to Sidney Poitier and said, "Should I take this role?" He said, "Whether you take it or not is up to you. But let me tell you something. Once you take it, you can't go back."
Yeah.
So choose your roles. So these kafirs are turning down roles. They're getting scripts, like Chappelle said. He went into a dressing room and saw a dress, and he said, "Oh, I'm in the wrong room." He said, "No, this is yours. We got this funny scene where you're gonna wear a dress." He said, "Man, I ain't wearing no dress." He stood on that, not wearing a dress. Wasn't that before he became Muslim now? Think about it.
I think it was still Muslim.
I think it was before he became Muslim.
I think it was a Muslim.
No. This is back. What movie was that? He said it was one movie. I think it was before he became. I think it was before because when he announced he was Muslim. This is before. Okay, the African trip and all that kind of stuff when he got away.
He was Muslim back then too.
Okay, but I'm talking about. He became Muslim like before that, right before that.
Yeah, before that.
The movie was before that. So I don't know if he was Muslim or not. Maybe. I know his sister was Muslim. Sister is Muslim.
And his brother is, mashallah, very much practicing.
Yeah, his sister is Muslim, stuff like that. So anyway, but the point is that whether he was Muslim then or new to Islam, whatever, he had a standard.
Yeah.
And it seemed like when he became Muslim, he became worse. I mean, if you're a kafir and you become Muslim and you stay consistent, people say, "Oh, something wrong with you. Islam had no effect on your life." Then you have a standard of you don't want to wear a dress, but you'll drink in public. I'm saying you'll fraternize with homosexuals in public. You'll do this, you'll do all that in public.
When you are in that environment, you know, it's like the company that you keep, you know. Does that make sense? You're not in the Sahba Tayyib, you're not in the other side of the aisle. So it's gonna affect you. I mean, one thing about him, not to give him a credit, but I mean, one thing about him that I like that he doesn't bring Islam in any of his talk.
No, he mentions it.
He did mention it?
Of course, he mentions he's Muslim.
I didn't see that.
He'll do interviews and he'll say.
An interview, yeah.
He'll say.
In fact, you know what?
No. Guess what? From Cat Williams to somebody else, they'll say Dave Chappelle, a practicing Muslim.
Devout
Muslim. He don't even eat pork. He won't even eat pork. You know, they keep bringing up pork. Jews didn't eat pork before we didn't eat pork. Christians didn't eat pork before we didn't eat pork.
Yeah.
I'm saying, why has pork become the standard of Islam now? You know, I mean, that's why it's crazy, man. So the issue is, if Cat Williams, a kafir, calls him a devout Muslim who doesn't eat pork,
then that means that Cat Williams' understanding of Islam is that Dave Chappelle is a standard.
Yeah.
That means he's not guarding his gate. He's not guarding his gate, and Islam is being penetrated through his side.
What's the other comedian? Griffith? What's his name?
Eddie Griffin.
Eddie Griffith? Griffin, right?
Eddie
He even made a
Griffin.
joke. Griffin. He even made a joke about how when Muslim better than Christian because when the time comes for a prayer, they look at the east. But the example that he gave was in the club.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that means again, so in the club they go pray. He saw it somehow, some way. He didn't just
A brother told me that the imam had a booth in the club.
Huh?
That the people would be out dancing and drinking. In the corner, the imam had a booth, and all the Muslim brothers be sitting in the corner with him in the club with kufis on and thobes and all this kind of stuff. And when a woman will walk up and say, he said one time a woman walked up and said, "Come on, imam, dance with me, imam." Imam said, "No, I'm not gonna dance." The brother got up and said, "Leave the imam alone, I'll dance with you." He got up and start dancing.
Are you joking?
Y'all think I'm lying?
Are you joking?
Allah is my witness. The brother told me the story. I was not at the club.
Are you for real, man?
I didn't go to those places before I was Muslim.
Was it in Philly or New York?
What was that brother from? I forgot where that brother was from.
You know, because even Ustad Shadid Muhammad, when he talked about how he was in Philly one day, at the barber shop, when the guy knew that he was a Muslim, he said, "Oh yeah, I want to be like the Muslim," because in his understanding, the way that he saw that Muslim used to just bang any woman, like have multiple.
You know why? Because a certain sect of Muslims.
Yeah.
A certain sect of
and he
Muslims
feels very sick in his stomach.
who dress like Arabs.
Yeah.
They talk about the Malakat Amen.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And they think that they can just find any woman on the street and call her a companion of the right hand and have sex with her like a girlfriend.
That's very ignorant, man. So, but he said he feels very sick.
Yeah.
In his stomach. That's how the non-Muslim view the Muslim in that area.
So what I'm saying is that, okay, you love your celebrities. You're probably mad at me right now for mentioning some names. How much do you love Islam? How much do you love this deen? How much do you love Allah? How much do you love the Rasul Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
The Sahaba.
How much do you love, the Sahaba al-Anhum? I'm saying, how much do you love that Islam is seen in its proper light? How much do you love the dawah? Because if you are going to defend these individuals, I'm saying, if you're going to defend these individuals, then, I mean, where is Islam in your heart? Where's Islam in your heart? Like I said, the art of imitating life, lights, camera, KUFR. We know that Muslims live these type of lives. And if you're a celebrity Muslim, I forgot about Daylight. Daylight said that Daylight, he's a battle rapper. He's kind of out there, does kind of crazy antics and stuff. So Daylight said that he made a joke that because Puff Daddy, say he's a homosexual. He likes to have sex with the boys. just like Baby with the Cash Money Millionaires. They all.
These are rumors or this real? It's a fact.
It's part of the lifestyle. You get the contract. That's how you get the contract. You put the double in the bubble. So anyway,
should make a song for that.
So Daylight said that I'll have sex with Puff Daddy for $1 million or to get signed on the contract. This is before he got signed with SZA's label. Okay. Now, which I forgot what that label is called. So anyway, he mentioned that. He said after he mentioned that, he started getting a lot of invites to perform, to do this, do that.
I heard that, yeah.
A lot of studio time, all this kind of stuff, right? He said he was invited to one of those parties. Now, everybody talks about these parties. Cat Williams talked about these parties. Tupac talked about these parties. Different people talk about these parties where they invite you to these mansions. And in every room, they got some debauchery going on. Every room. You know what I'm saying? Free sexuality, homosexuality, whatever. So anyway, you got all this happening in each room, okay? He said they invited him to this party, and one of the homosexuals said, "Hey, come with me." He said, "For what?" He said, I want to do the homosexual thing. I want to make the gay. Right? He wanted to make the gay. So he said, so Daylight said, "Man, I ain't no homosexual." He said, "Oh, you're not." Phone stopped ringing, stopped getting invited, the money went down. This is a KUFR. This is a KUFR. You don't think they have a plan for those that claim to be Muslim? I'm just letting y'all know. Seems like the KUFRs have bigger
higher standards than us, but without the guidance.
Hey, look at Nicki Minaj when they were trying to go to Saudi. What did she say?
Oh yeah, she said that they have human rights violations.
Yeah.
I would not go to a place with human rights violations
She has more iman.
with my fake buttocks. She said my fake badas.
Yes.
I would not go with human rights. She had more iman than MBS and all the rest of them. I'm saying she had more iman. She rejected.
Yeah.
She rejected. SubhanAllah. So anyway.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Allah understand.
Hey, I'm telling you, you know, the lights are bright. The cameras are 50,000 and higher in price. But is it worth the kufr? Now, you can have cameras and lights. You can have it and still keep your iman. If the kafir can keep their iman, whatever that iman they have of kufr, I'm saying, if they can keep their faith, keep their aqidah, and still function, they got, man, I mean, there's so many. Corey Holcomb, he talks bad about the LGBTQP plus -3. He talks down. Okay, I'm not saying you got to talk even like that. He talks down, and they can't cancel him because he's not getting he's not getting the millions. He's still getting 10,000, few thousand a show. He don't get the millions. They're not gonna put him on a mainstream TV show and where he can actually make it. You know, not even Tyler Perry can put him on a show because he doesn't do that. Tyler Perry puts on a dress. I'm saying he's there. He's part of it. Okay. You know, so even though they say, oh, he does a lot of good, he does a lot of, oh, hellfire. So anyway, but I'm just saying, like, it's just, they're KUFR. Like I say, Bill Cosby kept it clean. Seinfeld kept it clean. Corey Holcomb won't bow, you know, to the system. Who else won't bow? There are many different ones that refuse to bow.
Even Will Smith, when he used to sing, I never see him cuss in the songs.
Yeah, he started really, really clean. I mean, he was probably getting raped by Quincy Jones at that time. But I'm saying,
even MC Hammer, I didn't see him cuss.
No. Look, Will Smith. Yeah, see, look. He was a clean rapper, a bunch of bright colors, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at this. His first movie, 6 Degrees of Separation. Never saw the movie. I watched the thing called Bring 'Em Out on YouTube. They were exposing the Hollywood homosexual roulette. And he said, what was the first movie Will Smith comes out with? 6 Degrees of Separation. They say, what was his crowning scene? He's in bed with a white dude, butt naked, rolling around with a man. You can't act like that, dude.
I never seen that.
Ain't no act. It's
A'udhu
wait till my Brokeback Mountain.
I never seen that movie. I'm not gonna watch
This was Broke Bed Mountain. They was in the bed and a woman walked in and Will Smith jumped up. I can explain. Really? I can explain the double and the bubble. I'm telling you, that was his first movie, bro. You gotta pay your dues.
When I was in Saudi, we used to watch.
You gotta pay your dues.
When we were in Saudi in Ramadan when we were young, we used to watch the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We used to watch that, and that's how we knew him from that show. Yeah, you know. So,
but like I say, that show was nice and clean, but there are things that happen behind the scenes. Yeah. You know, Quincy Jones is the Hollywood. He's known. He's these little boys, man. Yeah, you know. I mean, how many videos you got to see a baby kissing Lil Wayne in the mouth? It's not even his son. I don't even kiss my sons in the mouth. I'm saying.
You know Corey Feldman, right? The one from the Goonies. Corey Feldman, when he came out.
Yeah.
And talk about the pedophile in Hollywood, the mainstream media, everyone put him down.
R. Kelly's talking about exposing it. R. Kelly said, "Oh, y'all got me." He said, "I'm finna give y'all some name. I'm finna tell on everybody."
Yeah, he should.
He should.
Because he believe he can fly.
Hey, man, fall on the sword, baby. Fall on the sword. You know.
Yeah, because they ruined his life. They completely ruined Corey Feldman's life completely. Like they destroyed him. Yeah. And nobody believed him. But now with all the you know,
even with the little group, I forgot the little boy. I forgot the group.
Chris Cross.
No. No. That was a gay.
Look, I was young and I found it weird.
That a zipper front. In the back.
Yeah, in the back. I'm like, what?
Zipper in the back.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Stop that.
Even I was like, that doesn't look normal.
Yeah. So anyway, I forgot it's like not Y2K. It's one group. They had one dude, he came out and they said he's insane. You know why? Because he was talking about how they had the rituals. I'm saying, without getting grossed out anymore, I'm saying the rituals that they're putting Muslims through is to defame and make Islam look bad, but make that behavior commonplace. If that behavior is commonplace, people will tend to associate that behavior with Islam.
They attack the Muslim lifestyle. They attack polygyny, but they promote all the other filth.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the weak Muslim kind of helps them with the same agenda. What I mean by that, you have Muslim against let's say polygyny,
Yeah, of course.
sisters and brothers. You actually helping the kuffar.
Bruh, look at the logic. To objectify somebody is to use them for your own pleasure.
Yeah.
They say Muslim men objectify women by making them cover their zina. You see how they played with the logic?
Well, not just that.
They played with the logic.
You're right. I like when Brother Kareem was talking about how I think him or his friend was saying that when he see a woman like yoga pants or tied and he look at them, he feel aroused. The Muslim brother saying that, hey, I want to lower my gaze because I feel aroused, right? So the Kafir guy telling him,
not all of them. Some of them be,
yeah. So the Kafir guy said, really, you get aroused by just while she's covered? So you telling me that you're not going to be aroused unless you're lying? So the Kafir thing that the Muslim is weird, but the brother said, no, I'm the normal.
Yeah.
I'm a human being as a man. Yes, I feel attracted. You're the weird one. They don't feel attracted.
Bruh, they are naked. Muhammad said one of the signs of the judgment day, women will be clothed yet naked. They are naked. There's nothing to your imagination.
Yeah.
There's nothing left to your imagination. Matter of fact, the clothes make them look better naked. Okay, you know why? Because they took their clothes off. You go, Whoa!
Yeah, because they hide the marks.
Yeah, you'll see the varicose. You'll see the varicose veins.
Yeah.
Look like brain matter on the hips. Your saddlebags. The clothes tighten them up.
Deception.
The clothes tighten them up, right? Huda, right?
Huda, just like
the clothes tighten them up. But if they took those clothes off, you throw up.
Just like the makeup.
Yeah.
I tell sister when you send me a picture, I want it without makeup, just like I
I do the same thing, and they take the makeup off.
Yeah.
I be like, "Salam alaikum, akhi." Yeah.
Oh man, all right, man. Just stick
Anyway,
to the
so let's look. Y'all have to understand the plot. You don't understand the plot, your favorite sheikh is not going to talk about it. Okay, your favorite sheikh is not. I mean, some of them will, because this topic doesn't have anything to do with revival, but it has to do with enlightened thinking. Okay, you have to understand that there is a end game and a goal. Those that are paying the money are not promoting Islam. That's not their job. Allah didn't give them that job. We're not submitting that job to them. I'm saying we're not going to do it. We're going to keep our job as shuhada ala nas. Our job is to give the da'wah.
Yeah.
Okay? Our job is to give the da'wah. So we're going to keep it, and we're not going to remit it, and we're not going to allow them to do it for us. But when the movie Malcolm X came out, a statement was made by Warathuddin Muhammad. He said, "Oh man, this movie gonna cause a lot of people to come to Islam." It just showed how good Malcolm X used to dance.
I like that movie.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was just entertainment.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with anything. The only good part of that movie is that it showed, it almost tried to make it look like he started speaking the truth because they started treating him bad. You know what I'm saying? But what Elijah al-Kadhab was doing bothered him a lot. You know what I'm saying? And the reason he didn't come out and start exposing him more is why? Is because he was brainwashed with the concept.
Yeah.
I came from a heroin addict, street thug, robber, killer, whatever I was, womanizer. Now I'm the most dignified person in the United States almost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Allah rahmu,
Yo, so again, so this is where he was forever ingratiated. He was forever thankful from coming from the slums to the epitome of leadership and an example for people. Okay, so a real life living example. What I'm saying. So when it came time for him to go head to head with Elijah, it was heavy on him. But the way Malcolm is, he's gonna go in heavy.
He's a real man.
He couldn't talk about one crime. He talked about like 15 to 18 women that Elijah raped. You know what I'm saying? And had children by and excommunicate. Oh, you committed fornication. Nigga, you committed adultery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's worse? I mean, come on. I mean, they have an agenda. They have an agenda. Don't think it's all haphazard. Every Muslim show you see, every movie that depicts Muslims, there's an agenda behind it. You will not see a good Muslim. You won't see a good Muslim. So we, in everyday life, have to be good Muslims, and we have to turn down the lights, camera, and the kufr.
All right. That's for tonight.
Shaking my Muslim head.
What's that shaking? Is that the basketball player?
Yeah, Kyrie.
What's his name?
Kyrie Irving.
Irvin, yeah.
Women are marching and protesting "My Body, My Choice."
Yeah.
When it comes to the poison that they're putting in people, you don't have a choice. You got to take the poison. Even if you had the virus and you recovered, which means your antibodies are stronger and greater than those that take all of the jabs and all of the boosters, right?
Yeah.
Even your antibodies, your immune system is greater, stronger. They say, no, we still putting it in you. So women can say "My body, my choice," but Kyrie Irving can't say "My body, my choice." He's not the only NBA player. Here we go, lights, camera, kufr. He's not the only NBA player that hadn't taken a jab. Why are they making him the sacrifice? Think about it. He's Muslim.
Yeah. And not just that.
He's no Muslim, but he's Muslim.
Yeah. And not just that. What's his name? Brandon Goodwin?
Yep.
26. He's messed up because of the jab. He got a blood clot.
So
basically his career is over now.
And what's his name? Played with Toronto, then played with the Heat. The center, big, tall, played with LeBron and Wade, won the championship. I forget the boy's name. I got his face in my head right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, he had blood clots and had to take blood thinners and stuff like that in order to play, because if your arteries clog, your heart can stop. I mean, you can go into cardiac arrest.
Hey, Muhammad Hijab even had it too.
Who's that?
Muhammad Hijab?
Oh yeah.
He did a video that he got the clot and something and damaged it. One of his is damaged.
Not from the jab, right?
Muhammad Hijab.
From the jab? From the jab?
Yeah, from the jab.
Ooh,
he got it, then he was in the Heidi Park giving down, and suddenly he fainted.
Yeah.
He's in the hospital, and they said you have a blood clot.
Yeah.
And now he's like telling the Muslim, I'm not going to take the second.
Yeah, exactly.
But when going back to the Kyrie Irving, I mean, mashallah, he said he doesn't want to do it. Our question is, why are the Muslim now? Well, he's a Muslim, right? He can consider a celebrity.
No. The Muslims are going to do him like they did with Mahmoud Abdul Rauf.
Yeah.
He said, I would not stand for the flag. The American flag stands for
and they attacked him, right?
Tyranny, slavery, and death. That's what he said. And the Shayukh came out and
against
said,
him.
Again, you should stand for the flag. Muhammad Ali came out and said, I think it should stand for the flag. Anyway, and then
That's not what
you can't do that. You can't do that.
No,
man. You can't do that.
What's that? The basketball, Elijah, what's his name?
Elijah once said,
Hakeem Elijah, right?
Yeah, Elijah once said, I stand. I feel like he should stand. See, that's the problem. They went to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson said, I think he's done. I think it's done. Because he say he's Muslim too. Say, I think it's done. I would punch his face. Anyway, so I'm saying, this is what happens, bro. Kyrie Irving is going to get a lot of backlash
even from the Muslim,
especially from the Muslims.
Oh yeah,
they're going to pressure him. Man, you're making us look bad. No, you making us look bad by following everything that the filthy Kafirs put out.
I pray he's not going to cow down to it, man. I pray.
He needs to get traded to the Spurs. Come over to the Spurs.
Yeah.
We don't care about none of that.
Yeah, come to Texas.
We don't care about none of that.
Let's tweet it to him. Come to Texas.
We don't care about none of that.
Yeah, join the
go to Florida.
Same thing.
You can play for Orlando, whatever team the Heat. You can come to Texas, but we don't care about none of that.
Didn't the governor of Florida, they're gonna do the court thing right now because the mandate, they're gonna go to court or what?
Governor Abbott say. We ain't finna do no mandate.
Yeah.
He said, we ain't finna do no mandate, not here in Texas. And he also said, and if your birth certificate say male, you ain't playing sports with no females in Texas. So if you feel a little soft because you can't hang with the men, with the boys, and you want to put on some fake breastises and a dress, and you want to play with the girls? No, you ain't playing with the girls. Not in Texas.
You know how that dangerous it is when you have like a bathroom. Look, if it's a private like that, I understand. Anyone can get in. But you tend to have a public bathroom with different stall where the woman who is a man can get in. I don't want my daughter.
Are they going to put urinals in the women's restroom now?
I don't. Man, they're becoming.
Because that's discrimination. If a woman can't stand up and pee, that's discrimination.
You know, الكفر ملتن واحدة. The idiocy of the idiocy is like level 9,000. This kufr is so stupid, and they're becoming stupider day by day. They are the insane, and you look like insane to them. It's crazy.
We look. We need to support Kyrie. You know, if he loses 15 million, because he's very philanthropic. He gives to charity. He does all this type of stuff.
Give him, bless him.
Yeah. May Allah bless him. But the problem is that if he loses 15, I think 15 million Muslims need to send him $1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, we have to, and I want to talk about this in the future. We have to get some shuyukh that you can't cancel. I believe that if we got shuyukh that are speaking the haqq, if they get fired from the university and get trashed and get fired for the masjid, we shall build a masjid around that shaykh.
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can put our monies together and build a masjid around that sheikh so the haqq can be spoken. I'm saying?
But you know,
we need to have.
I agree.
Corey Holcomb cannot be canceled, and other people can't be canceled. We need to put our speakers of haqq in a non-council aura.
I agree, but most of the Muslim here and overseas are weak. They're soft. You know, they want to take the challenge. They don't want to go against the man. You know what I mean? They're gonna be having you can see all this ad on Facebook. Hey, $5 million masjid, $1 million masjid. You know, buy one brick. Let's do this. I'm like, okay, so now you build another building.
The largest masjid in New York.
What does that?
What
mean?
y'all gonna talk about?
Yeah,
the same thing.
Same stuff.
When the mayor shows up, y'all gonna hand him a white envelope with money inside, if not Manila envelope. When the governor shows up, you're gonna hand them 50,000 cash. They don't show up because they like you. They show up for the money. They show up for the lobby.
For the vote, for the numbers.
They show up for the curse. What is the curse? Muhammad said, whoever gives a bribe and takes a bribe is cursed. That's what they show up for. They show up for the bribe. We have the same thing here with the Islamic Center here. We have the same thing. Okay, we have the same bribing going on, same dry khutbah. Really ain't talking about nothing that's actually going to revive us. We hear the same thing all the time.
Hey, reviving is dangerous.
Yeah.
So it's not for everybody, you know, only for real men.
So I'm saying that we should not allow Kyrie to be canceled. Okay? Forget about, he's not worrying about the money. They still got to pay him $30 million. They still got to pay him 15, even if he don't play no games. That's part of the contract, right? He has a guaranteed contract. Yeah. Okay, so, but it's going to be hard for him to find. Look, he needs to come to a place that respects. I'm saying, it's not like a hydra. It's a place that respects the fact that he doesn't want to take the jab. They're trying to push him to take it. They're making people that have a higher resistance to the virus. They're making those people take the jab. Why can't you show that you had it and you recovered? Joe Rogan had it. One day he recovered. Took him 5 days to recover of the symptoms, right? 6 days he's working out in the gym again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why does Joe have to take the jab? We should not allow Kyrie to be canceled. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not out there he's not getting a tattoo on his face. He's not out there,
in fact, he was even, mashallah, following the deen.
Wearing gay feathers in his head, got his pants down low, like Kevin Gates wearing a homosexual.
Mashallah, I think in the interview he was like very, mashallah, Islamically polite and following the deen, and alhamdulillah. You know what I mean?
He got heated in the last thing he came out. He got heated. He said the S word a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, he's angry.
Yeah,
he's angry, and everybody, Stephen A. Smith, with the hairline back here. He's speaking on his behalf. Yeah. Everybody's saying, "Oh, he's anti-vax." I'm not anti-vax. He say, "I'm just not convinced."
Yeah, halas.
I'm not. He say, "Ain't been enough time."
Yeah.
And people are suffering, and y'all keep suppressing the side effects that people are suffering from. Fauci himself said, if you take the jab, you won't get it. Now they say, well, you got to take 2 jabs.
3.
Now it's 3 jabs.
A booster.
It went from 1 mask to 2 masks to 3 masks.
It's
now.
just like the flu. It's gonna be every year. You get the flu shots.
Man,
it's gonna be something like that.
The most intelligent doctors and scientists said we got to learn to live with it. The most intelligent politicians said we got to learn to live with it.
Norway and Singapore, they've removed the restriction completely.
It's too much.
The prime minister in Singapore said, "Look, we just have to live with it. It is dangerous, but not that dangerous. Yeah. That's what. Look, go to YouTube.
Oh, don't talk about the super cold.
Yeah. Super cold. That's another propaganda.
They came out with another fear tactic called super cold.
Super cold. Yeah.
So now you go achoo achoo.
Yeah.
You don't just say
Double.
hachu, hachu, hachu. You gotta say hamla, hamla.
But anyway, I mean, if you look at Norway, if you look at Singapore, I mean, so you have to ask this. Look, all we're asking you is that you have to use your critical mindset. Don't be emotional. Don't use the fear as a factor to your argument, right? And sometimes, you know what? There's no point of even talking about it. But don't force. Like we did the research. We looked into it. We have even clients in the medical field. Some agree with what the mainstream says. Some don't.
Yeah.
Right? We don't go around and tell people don't do it. If you do it, may Allah protect you. That's it.
But they say follow the science. What scientists? Which one?
Yeah.
The official government one? You know how many? Well, Fauci is the highest paid government official.
Yeah, akhi,
for years.
If you just Google the CDC secret lab 2017 USA Today, they talk about a lot of crazy stuff that they do. Right? These big pharmaceutical companies, Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer and whatnot. I know there are a lot of lawsuits, but what is the lawsuit was for? These people cannot be trusted.
They've been caught lying. They lie so much.
Yes.
Ya Allah, they lie so much.
I mean, and the same media that attack the Muslimin, that manipulate and twist our deen, our ummah, you gonna trust them? I don't understand the logic. I know why. I tell you why. Most of you are scared of death. That's it.
That is look. I'm gonna tell you right now. I think I've had COVID 6 times. I'm not sure. Okay, I think I had it 6 times already. I think when it first came out, I think I got it. I didn't have a lot of symptoms, you know.
And by the way, we're not a medical professional.
Yeah.
Don't take our advice.
But see, I'm black. I don't have insurance.
Yeah,
so anyway, so
not giving any suggestions.
So what happens is this: that if I didn't have it, I think I had it. If I get it, if I didn't have it and I get it, I think I had it already. But if I get it and I'm on my deathbed and I can't breathe, they got tubes down my throat, whatever, man, I ain't finna cry. Watch. I've been in bad situations.
You're gonna cry.
Near death. I ain't gonna be able to, yo, pray for me, make dua. Make dua if you want to. I ain't finna beg you. I'm saying, I ain't finna beg you. The point, I'm gonna make dua for myself. I'm gonna make dua for myself. And when I recover, I'm gonna put out there, I recovered, all that good stuff, okay? Hippity hoppitus. I'm saying that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Get some donut.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm like, I'm not afraid to die.
Oh, some say it's not about death. Some say it's about the suffering. You don't want to go through the suffering. It's not worth it.
I'm a believer.
You know, the pain.
I'm a believer though.
Why you want to go through the pain, man? You want to cut yourself all the time?
What did Muhammad say? He said, the believer never suffers in vain. Even the prick of a thorn, Allah forgives the believer's sin.
Actually, when you're sick, I think it's a time to make dua, and I think the sin's gonna be like
your sins are being erased.
MashaAllah.
Like when I laid on the ground and my leg was in 2 pieces, hanging together with meat. You know what I'm saying? With just muscle hanging together. You know what I'm saying? I got pictures I can show you. So anyway,
don't show it to me.
So I'm saying gross. I'm laying down there, and I'm laughing, and I'm smiling. And people like, and it's the worst pain I ever felt in my life. Allah is my witness.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm laughing. People like, oh, he's going Majnoon. He's insane. Yeah. I say,
shock.
I say, nah, it's just funny that I'm laying here in pain. I get hit by a car. We're trying to open up a masjid on the east side. I get hit by a car, and all these crackheads out here, nobody get hit but me. I say, that's funny. You know, okay, well, I see the humor in that. Okay, the other thing, I'm smiling. Why? Because I said, man, I got so many sins I got to get rid of. And I'm laying, I said, oh, no, I'm down. I'm like this. Yeah. The ambulance coming, I have my head like I'm laying on my back like this.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because I can't stop the pain. I can't stop the pain. I got to go through it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about Allah's reward, and it's kind of distracting me from the pain.
Yeah. And again, we're not saying be naive and stupid and not take care of yourself. We're not saying that. You know, in fact, I remember one sheikh from UK said that he mentioned some hadith that during the ta'un, the plague, if a believer dies, he's a shaheed. You know, again, I'm not. When I hear this sort of hadith, it makes me feel comfortable. It makes me not feel fear. It makes me feel not scared.
Yeah,
I want to get closer to Allah by take the opportunity when the lockdown happened. Take the opportunity to study the Quran, the Arabic, make more salawat, make more ibadatullah one-on-one. You know, it's an opportunity. That's how I look at it. Of course, death happens, bad thing happens. We cannot deny that. I mean, but we're not justifying that either. But the fact that I've noticed this, people that are really scared and irrational and fearful, they use the same argument. They don't want to think rationally. They don't want to think intellectually. They don't want to think critically. Does that make sense? So anyway, this is just, it is what it is.
So anyway, as far as Kyrie Irving's concerned, hey, look, support the dude. If you're Muslim, do not speak ill of him at all. Okay, even if you're one of those lap dog, lap dance, follow the science, whatever, follow the government science type Muslims, whatever you are, let's not allow them to cancel him. And for those of you, whether you're Muslim or not, that are attacking him or have abandoned him because they're putting him out as a bad guy, even they put a list of his charities, things he's done, feeding this many people, doing that, all this type of stuff, right? Giving out this, giving out, like all kind of. He gave the WNBA, which is worse than high school boys basketball. You know what I'm saying? He gave a WNBA $1 million of his own money to fund them.
Wow.
The owners are billionaires. The owners are multi-million and billionaires. I'm saying really, really billionaires. The owners are billionaires. They didn't give the money to the WNBA. Kyrie gave of his own salary 1.6 or whatever million to the WNBA. And they put out a list of that. You know what this Muslim brother said? Oh, he shouldn't be putting that out or bragging about his deeds. Allah will cancel his deeds. First of all, Muhammad said that it's okay to mention your deeds if your intention is to inspire somebody else to give. Who will give $1,000 to the masjid? Me. Okay, that's all I can afford. So, right. I raise my hand. Why? Matter of fact, raise my hand. I'll go in my wallet right then and hand it to the speaker. Okay, right then. You know why? It'll make the other ones give. The other ones will start walking forward instead of just promising and then forget. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them do that. A lot of them promise and forget. Yeah. We raised $50,000 a night. How much you collect? $2. Right. I mean, it happens. It happens. Then people forget. They go through hard times, start thinking about nafsi, and they stop. They don't give the rest. They say, well, I can't give it because I'm going to suffer. And my logic is I'm going to give, not all, but I'm going to give some. My Allah would multiply it. Inshallah. That's my logic. Yeah. Inshallah. But nevertheless, don't let the brother Kyrie be canceled. Be a supporter of him. Put out positive vibes for him. When I say vibes, I'm not talking about the spooky. I'm talking about basically your messaging, your posts, your whatever. Put out positive. Put out, hey, come to Texas, go to Florida, go to this, go to, there are other places he can go. He don't care about the money. He gonna get $15 million. They're gonna pay him half either way it goes. Other places he can go, that money, he can come to a place, any place. The boy is nice. He's nice with basketball. He's really nice. So people are going to want him on their team, but they're trying to cancel him while his personality's off, his this and this and that.
It's the typical what the media does.
It's all after he became Muslim. It's all after he became Muslim.
What the media does. That's expected.
So anyway, whoever's attacking our brother Kyrie Irving, we are shaking our Muslim head.
All right, we'll take it longer than usual, but we'll see you all next weekend. Don't forget to share this and leave us your comment. There's a Michael Smith, salam, alaikum salam, and Abdullahi ibn Gregory.
I remember that name.
And Ali Baraka. All right, thank you for tuning in. And jazakumullahu alfa khair. We'll see you next time, inshallah. If you all have any other suggestion for a topic, let us know in the comment section. Okay.
Yeah, something you would like to hear discuss, inshallah.
Yeah. For now, let's just say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.